Good afternoon. My name is Cliff Strachan. I'm Council's Municipal Executive Director. Council Member Sewell, who's also our chair for the past year, asked me to conduct this meeting. We're grateful to have all of you here, and I would like to acknowledge all of our council members. And I see Mayor Brunst is back here, Wayne Parker, our CAO, Norm Thurston. There's some other faces and people I recognize. And thank you for coming out tonight to share this event with us. The city was founded by charter in 1851. And since then, the city has experienced several forms of government. Originally, a government consisted of a mayor, a small number of aldermen, and several councilors. And I say a small number and several because it kept changing over the early history of the city. From 1912 to 1981, Provo's local government consisted of a mayor and 2 commissioners. In 1982, Provo adopted a mayor-council form of government. And since then, we've had 5 men and now 1 woman who have been elected as mayor. And by my count, we have had 48 different persons serve as council members since 1982, and that would be 35 men and 13 women. In our system, we elect 1/2 of the city's elected officials every 2 years. In November, the people elected a new mayor and 3 council members. Tonight, we're here to inaugurate the 3 council members, your fellow citizens, to serve on the city council for a term of 4 years. Mayor Kaufusi, good to see you. Speaking of Mayor Kaufusi, she will have a separate inauguration on Thursday, January 18th at 1 p.m. at the Provo City Library if you're interested in attending that. I'd like to take a moment and Kim Santiago is our now retired city council member. She's going to come up and give us an invocation. But before you do, Kim, we've got something for you. Kim hates presentations. Now, Kim, when every council member ends their service, we give them a little plaque, and we've already done that. And one of your fellow council members thought it would be appropriate to give you your name plaque that sits up here every week, as well as the one from when you were chair. So thank you for your service. Now, Kim, stay up. Kim's going to give us an invocation, and then following that, the flags will be presented by a joint honor guard of our Provo Police and Fire. And then following that, when they're done, Melissa Heath, who's a professor and voice area coordinator at Utah Valley University, will perform the national anthem. Melissa is a resident of, I think, the Franklin neighborhood of Provo, and so we're honored to have her sing for us. Kim?
Our dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful to be gathered here this evening together as friends and workers and public servants. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have to serve this great city, and we're grateful for the blessings that come from it. We ask Thee to bless us with an abundance of the Spirit this night, that we may be able to accomplish Thy will. We're grateful for those who have sacrificed of their time and their resources to be able to serve in this capacity, and ask that Thou will bless them as they continue in their service, that they may have the Spirit with them to make good choices and to be able to continue to deliberate kindly, that they may be able to come to decisions wisely and prudently, that we may be able to enjoy and continue to enjoy the blessings that we do in our great city. We're grateful for the city employees, for all that they sacrifice, for all that they do to move things along and to provide safety and comfort for the citizens. We're grateful for the many blessings that we've been given. We're grateful for this momentous occasion and ask for Thy blessing this night. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Color guard, attention. Forward, march. Will the audience please rise? Color guard, halt. Color guard, left face. Present arms. Please sing the national anthem with us.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color guard, post colors. Color guard, order arms.
Thank you, officers, for your service here tonight, and Ms. Heath, very much enjoyed your voice and your talents. Thank you. So when I think about city council members, and I've worked with quite a few over the years, I look at them and recognize people who just wanted to be part of your community. And they wanted to give something back, and so they serve. They share a vision of City Hall that protects the people who make up our community, and they care about the little things that make a big difference in our lives. Physicist Stephen Hawking told a story about the City Council of Monza, Italy, that some years ago barred pet owners from keeping goldfish in curved bowls. Is that because I'm standing on the wire? My apologies. Okay. It's the green one. Okay, so Stephen Hawking told a story about City Council of Monza, Italy, that had barred keeping goldfish in round bowls. And the reason being was he thought it was cruel, or they thought it was cruel to keep a fish in a bowl with curved sides, because gazing out, the fish would have a distorted view of reality. And he asked, how do we know that we have the true, undistorted view of reality. My answer is that council members who sometimes feel like they live and work in a fishbowl of public service, that those who reach out into the community and who listen to a variety of perspectives do better at understanding the reality and the community in which they serve. As residents and business owners, you, the public, the people that we serve, can help us all by reaching out and sharing your stories, your perspectives with your council members. And trust me, the council that you have today, they want to hear from you. Finally, two quotes from Colin Powell, who served in the George Bush administration. First one is that great leaders are almost always simplifiers who can cut through argument, debate, and doubt to offer a solution that everybody can understand. And the second is a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. And we'd like to congratulate our new council members and our existing council members. We look forward to working with you and sweating and working hard. So thank you. So let me tell you how it's going to go from here. I'm going to introduce you in a second to Judge Romney. And Judge Romney will then call up, in order, Dave Sewell, Dave Harding, and George Hanley. And once he's sworn them in, he'll have to have a couple things signed. And then each of these council members in turn, right after they've been sworn and before the next one, will have the opportunity for 2 or 3 minutes just to speak some words to you. And when all three are done, I'll get up and we'll close this meeting. But we're here for you, Judge Romney, and for these gentlemen. So avoid the green one. Want to do which side?
This is fine. Yeah, thank you. Holding the Bible. Okay, great. Okay, if you will please raise your right hand. I, and please state your name,
I, David Scott Sewell,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
I'm watching that green wire there. It's so great to be with you here. I feel a sense of gratitude. First, to be a citizen of this great country. As I swore an oath to the Constitution, I was reminded of what a privilege it is to live in a country where we have free elections. Many who have lived on the earth have not had that privilege. I started reading a book this last week about Winston Churchill, and I was reminded of the high cost that has been paid by many for the freedom that we enjoy. And I feel a profound sense of gratitude for that. I'm also profoundly grateful for the wonderful citizens of this community. I look around and see friends and devoted public servants, people who volunteer in various capacities to make our community better, people on our city staff who work hard to make this a great city to live in. Thank you very much for all that you do. I'm very grateful to my family. I love them very much. I really appreciate several of my children taking time out of their busy schedules to come here and share this evening with me. And of course, my wonderful wife, who I would not be serving in this capacity without her support. Thank you to all of you who have participated in the public process by voting and otherwise participating in this process. Thank you to those who supported me, this either in my first campaign or my second campaign or both. I see some of you here. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. This has been an amazing journey. I never, 10 years ago, I would not have visualized myself serving in this kind of a capacity. And it's been a very enriching experience. I've learned a lot, made a ton of mistakes, I think, along the way, and I'm still trying to learn. And since I'm talking about experience, I wanted to point out one difference between starting this term and starting my last term that I've been thinking about the last few days. When I started my first term, Kim Santiago, who's here, and our beloved late colleague Stephen Hales and I were newly elected, so we had zero experience in city government. The other 4 council members were midway through their first term, so they all had a grand total of 2 years of experience, and except for maybe Gary Garrett, I think may have been appointed a few months before his term started. And we had a very, very experienced mayor who'd been serving for 4 years. And it just struck me lately that the roles have kind of reversed. Mayor Kafusi, we have a lot of council members now that have a lot of years of experience. And you have a grand total of about a month now. But we are very excited to work with you. I hope that we can have a very cooperative and synergistic relationship as the 2 branches work together for the betterment of our city. Thank you.
I, and state your name,
I, David Philip Harding,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
We'll sign on 2 copies, please. Thank you.
Well, it's 2 years in, and I'm still in awe of the responsibilities to represent the people of District 5. I am grateful for the trust that you have put in me and recommit
to fulfilling my responsibilities faithfully and serving you to the best of my abilities. I am grateful for the staff members of the council that do a lot of the work that put a lot of effort behind the scenes to make us look good. I'm grateful for my fellow council members. I'm grateful for the 2 years that you've spent with me, and looking forward to the time working with Mr. Handley. I also would like to thank the many employees of Provo City that work hard to provide great service to the residents of our city. And most of all, I'm grateful for my family, particularly my wonderful wife, Julia, and our 4 children. They've sacrificed a lot to enable me to serve. And I feel the rest of Provo owe a debt of gratitude to them for their willingness, and appreciate them. Provo City is nationally recognized for our wonderful quality of life. It's recognized as the best place to be a student, the best place to grow old, the best place to raise a family, the best place to start and to operate a business. We collectively owe a great debt of gratitude to those who have come before us, who have sacrificed for the blessings that we enjoy now. We benefit from the great heritage that we have inherited, and I'm grateful for the tapestry of cultures that make up what Provo is and the culture of Provo today. There are concerns, and justly so, throughout the community of the impending growth and the changes that are going to come. When you have so much and such a wonderful quality of life here, it's hard not to be apprehensive of changes that may come. But as we look back through the history of Provo, it's a little cliche, but the only constant really has been change. And we are who we are because of the changes that have occurred in the past. And it's important to recognize our role in the community, in the state, and in the country, and embrace that role and move forward, making wise choices, making the hard choices that will enable us to continue to enjoy a wonderful quality of life, even as those changes come. And that is what I look forward to continuing on the council. And we need the engagement of the community so that we can see without a distorted perception of reality. So we can gain the best ideas from throughout the community, and we can move forward and lead this city into the future that we all hope for. Thank you.
I state your name.
I, George Browning Handley,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Will you sign the original?
Well, thank you very much for all being here and for this wonderful ceremony. I want to give special thanks to Kim Santiago for her extraordinary service over the past 4 years. I know that she didn't do this out of political ambition or ego, but as a concerned parent and neighbor and community member, that she got involved in city affairs and has given an enormous amount of time and effort to her responsibilities on the city council, so much so that it was quite daunting to try to imagine replacing her. So I'm very grateful to Kim for her service. I moved here in 1998 and very much with the intention that I never wanted to move again. I really, even though back in 1998, I don't think Provo had the welcome home signs everywhere, but that's really how it felt for me, even though I wasn't born in Provo. I was born in Salt Lake City, but had not lived in Utah for many, many years, since I was 7 years old, in fact. And moving here felt like a return to my roots and a place where I wanted to sink my roots deep and never leave. And that I knew that I had a responsibility to learn as much as I could about this community. And as I've done that, I've become so enamored of this place that I felt more and more compelled to try to serve. And it's apparent to me that because of the service of many people like you here in this room, and for many generations, this is the extraordinary community that it is. I mean, I haven't been everywhere in the world, but I've traveled a fair amount. I've lived in a number of different places, and I think Provo is an exceptional and remarkable place in this country, and a place that deserves the most attentive stewardship we can give it in terms of the human community, the natural beauty that we enjoy here, and the quality of life that we enjoy, that I think, all agree desperately want to pass on to future generations in good shape, if not better than how we received it. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity and humbled by it. I'm grateful for those who helped and supported me in my campaign, but I'm also grateful for those who expressed their opinions to me in that process, and I want my district to know that I want to represent everybody and I want to listen to everybody. I want to be, to the degree that I can, a bridge builder, a listener, a healer, a community builder. That's something that's deeply important to me, and I'm grateful for the trust that's been placed in me to engage in this wonderful work. I've just been so impressed. My very first city council meeting in my life was in Berkeley, California, and it was a different experience than my first city council meeting here in Provo, I'll have to tell you. I won't go into the details exactly about how different it was, but the civility and the kindness and generosity of the people here in this community really impressed me, and that was something that I just made a note of, that I wanted to be a part of in some way. I never thought that I would run for this particular office, or any office for that matter, but I did admire people who had done that before, and so I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I hope that I can leave this office having served with all my heart, and I'm grateful also for my wife and children and for their support, my parents, my brother. I'm just grateful to be here, and thank you all for coming. Thanks.
Again, thank you all for coming. Congratulations to our new and returning council members. And just so you know, we have some food out here to fill you up a little bit, and take the time to talk with your neighbors and your council members. And thank you for coming. We've got the area booked here for about an hour, okay? So enjoy, and thank you for coming.